On the bait and switch, to you, Mr. Mills, you've identified an understanding of bait and switch as presented by my colleague, Ms. Block. I want to do a little more pushback because prior to Ms. Block bringing to your attention the real entity behind GC Strategies and the business that they are in, you repeatedly used the phrase, well, they've been in several government contracts providing IT services. That is so inaccurate. The directors of GC Strategies themselves, the principals behind it, Christian Firth, made it abundantly clear on numerous occasions they have no expertise in IT. They are simply an external consultant who contracts with the Government of Canada to find IT professionals, which is really an offensive move, particularly when you take a look at the size of the federal public service that Justin Trudeau has increased by 40% since 2015. Last week at the Ethics Committee, we heard from Jennifer Carr, the president of the Professional Institute of the Public Service of Canada, who oversees our professional IT federal public servants, and they are rightly angered, very angry at the Government of Canada for simply bypassing their skills, their expertise in-house. How does your membership feel about that egregious abuse of the expertise that your membership holds?
So I'm going to take that because I represent the IT workers, and I'll say we are livid. I would
you
love
are.
to come back to this committee. There's lots that I could talk about with regards to this whole contracting out.
You're certainly aware of that, are you not, Mr. Mills?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. I'm aware that there is a debate about what is the capability of IT workers in the government. Again, in the use of external resources, many dialogues we've had with various departments have indicated that there are lots of times when there are very specific skill sets that just aren't available within the public service.
GC Strategies has no skills. There is nothing preventing from the Government of Canada with this massive federal public servants to actually do Google searches on their own to find IT professionals. Why is it a two-person company working out of their basement is allowed to collect $20 million over the course of 3 years for doing absolutely nothing? If we were talking to professionals from the private sector right now, people would be fired for this. There would be accountability for this gross breach of the public trust. And I'm going to ask this question because I bet no one at the PSPC has been suspended with or without pay. Is that correct?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. I'll start with the first part about the use of external consultants is also used in the private sector. And I would note, I will acknowledge that GC Strategies, the two principals of the company, their business model is to make available IT professionals.
Move on. Now, on the issue of bait and switch, we've identified criminality, we've identified fraud, forgery, obstruction of justice, breach of trust by government officials, all surrounding the use of GC Strategies and the contracting practices. Have you reported anything to the RCMP at this point? And why not if you haven't?
Thank you for the question, Mr. Chair. I'll turn to my Assistant Deputy Minister of the Oversight Branch.